Good afternoon, hello, welcome to the TriathlonDan YouTube channel. Welcome to a video all about channel partners or sponsors, whatever you want to call them. I'm going to use this video to talk about the companies or people that I'm going to be working with for the rest of this year. Hopefully, as long as they don't sack me. Now, I'm going to try and do my best to explain the reasons for this, not just, oh, this is a company, this is a product. I'm going to try and talk you through why I partner with that company. For me, that's the most important thing. If I'm going to partner with a company or a brand, I need to know that both the company and the individual are good people and are reputable. If they're not, I'm not going to get on well with them, and that's probably translated to their brand. Therefore, you're not going to like them anyway, so there's no point. And of course, because this is YouTube, I will be sharing some discount codes and some giveaways, so also stay tuned for that. Now, I'm absolutely not an expert in this regard, but I've tried to separate these people and companies into two different categories. So firstly, it's like channel partners, so full-on partners who give me ongoing support. We have more of a formal agreement in place. I might have to do some things, they might have to give me some things, those sorts of things where I say, right, you're an official partner. You'll see their branding and their websites and stuff in video descriptions, in my Instagram bio, tagged in posts, all those sorts of things. And then separately, I thought I'm going to have like a friends of the channel sort of thing. So this will be companies who I either work with intermittently, or maybe they only reach out to me when they're doing a new product launch, or we just do something like 2 or 3 times a year. Just less formal. It doesn't mean I like them any less than those who are channel partners. It just means it's a bit more fluid and there's not as much regular interaction. You won't see their products as often on this channel, and I think it just helps to separate a little bit. Now, I do deliberately try and keep these lists small. I think it gives these partners more value because there's less of the companies in this list, but also you don't want to be sat there watching a 20-minute advert every day, do you? Like, the fewer people I work with, the fewer times I have to say, oh, check out this, check out that, and that's something I'm really trying to make a concerted effort not to do, because I know how annoying it is. I'm sort of trying to think about how I can do a good job of placing a product so people can see it rather than actually saying, check this out. And a good example of that is wearing this jacket, NRG Chains. Like, I wear it and it's on a video. I don't need to say, oh, check out this. You can see it, and if you're interested, you'll go and look at it. So there we go. But anyway, so let's get started then. What a good place to start. Well, I've already pointed the hoodie out. NRG Chains, partner of the channel. NRG have been a supporter of me for a couple of years now. Brilliant company, brilliant people. I've been able to see their company develop from a company who just produced waxed race chains. Now they produce race chains, training chains, ceramic bearing jockey wheels, the odd bit of clothing as well. I don't think they sell that. I think they just give it to people like me who will wear anything. Yeah, there's a ceramic bearing jockey wheel. That's going to keep spinning for a while. I've been testing their tester product of this for the last year or so this is like the finished product now. And see a company like that develop is absolutely brilliant, but this only works because you guys and girls actually go and buy the things from these companies, particularly NRG. So these companies, when they partner with people like me, it's only because they want to have more sales through. It's advertising, isn't it? They don't just do it out of the goodwill of their heart. Sometimes they might do, but it's not a sustainable business practice. So thank you to you guys and girls who've been buying chains and things from NRG Chains, because they clearly think it's worthwhile partnering with me again this year. I'll just give you some sort of idea about that. I had a discount code last year and they set it up for 50 users, and they had to reset it up at some point last year. So like over 50 people bought chains through this channel. That's absolutely incredible. Blows me away. Thank you for trusting in me when I recommend a product. I wouldn't do it for any amount of money or any other carrots being dangled my way. It's only when I genuinely like it, so thank you. So NRG will be providing me with race wax chains and pulley wheels. I like the company because they cater towards the more budget end of the market. They're really focused on trying to deliver go faster things at a good price point. So that chain on there, the gold chain, is a YBN chain. It is not a DuraAce chain. Now the YBN chain does test half a watt slower than the DuraAce chain, but it's a lot more competitive price wise. It's like less than half the price of a DuraAce chain. I would absolutely buy one of those. I wouldn't pay double the price for half of a watt. So I really find I can buy into that and then recommend it to you guys and girls, and I hope you see it's good value. Funny you should mention race wax chain. It just so happens that NRG will be giving one of these away through this channel. So what you need to do, of course you need to do something. Please follow NRG Chains on Instagram. I'll leave their link down below. They're close to 1,000 subscribers, followers. They'd really love to get over 1,000. And if NRG tell me, if they break 1,000 followers, they'll also do another giveaway. So it's in your interest, isn't it? Click that follow button. And then you also need to let me know down below what group set you have. Is it Shimano, SRAM, Campagnolo, whatever that hydraulic one is that people seem to be using at the minute, whatever, just comment down below what your group set is, and then I'll know you're interested in a wax chain. When I do a random comment generator in a few days, Hopefully it won't be one of you guys. Well, it will be one of you guys. If you don't win that, I do have a code offer for 10% off of a race wax chain. It is TriathlonDan. It is only off of race waxed chains. NRG now have also put some packages together. So this is if you want to buy a race chain and a training chain, or a race chain and ceramic bearing jockey wheels. There's loads of different packages on the website, but they're trying to do that to get the best value to you as they can. Obviously it saves on postage, and bundling things together makes it a bit easier for them to lower the price. So unfortunately I couldn't get any money off of those packages, but I know that some people just want a wax chain and that's all they want. So thank you to NRG for letting me have a discount code for that. So I had to squeeze them hard. So if you want to use it, then please do, but thank you very much. I also like NRG chains because when I ring them up for silly things like, oh, my friend Lee's doing a 24-hour TT, can he have 2 chains to do it? Yes, not a problem. My friend James is doing a deck at Ironman this year, and Ironman a day for 10 days. Can he have a couple of chains to support him through it? Yes, not a problem. I love that they actually buy into what I do on this channel. It's not just me, it's also other people. So for that sort of reason, I'm absolutely happy to work with these companies. Okay, then the second channel partner, Full Steam Nutrition. Calm down, influencer with a nutrition deal. Watch out, I'll be ramming this down your neck. I won't be. Right, let me tell you a story. It's a brief one. About this time last year, Full Steam reached out to me and they said, Daniel, like your content. It's probably a lie, but whatever. Would you like to try our product? Let us know what you think. No pressure to do any videos or anything. And the email was written in a way that it also referred to Liz. And I really, really liked that. It was clear that they'd actually watched more than about 10 seconds of a video. So I said, yes, absolutely, send it over to me. I liked it. I did a couple of videos like where I talk about it. And then we had a couple of conversations about doing, some sort of, I hate the term, but ambassador role, those sorts of things. And for one reason or another, it didn't happen. And the reason was basically I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to be one of those people who just to ram nutrition down somebody's neck and do an Instagram post a week and all that sort of stuff. And Full Steam didn't say I had to do that sort of thing, but that's how I understood those sorts of agreements to work. So all last year, I actually continued buying the product, which is absolutely fine because I'm a normal person. I should be buying product if I want it. But then towards the end of this last year, I was thinking about how I can, firstly, try and save a little bit of money. Secondly, try and deliver some value to you guys. I know some of you guys have bought this because I was using it, so I thought, well, let's try and reignite that conversation. So I did, and we've come to an agreement basically where I don't have to sell my soul on Instagram, and I can have some from free product. So thank you to Full Steam. They're going to be supporting me with carb mix for this year. Full Steam actually run events as well, so I'm hoping to try and get to one of their events at some point this year. But they're basically going to be my carb mix supplier. Now, I am, well, what code have I got for them? Dan half will get you a half price taster box, and Dan 25 will get you 25% off your first order. Tiny writing, not to be used in conjunction with any other offer, whatever that means. Basically, in the same sort of spirit as NRG, Full Steam are great, support all the things I do. I've already asked them to support James at the Deco. You might have already seen they've already said yes. That is absolutely brilliant. They're also not making me sign like an agreement where I can't be seen with any other branding on me, because the thing is, Full Steam make carb mix, but that's it at the minute. They've got plans to develop and go into chews and bars and all that sort of stuff, but at the minute it's just carb mix, so I can't survive on just that. So you'll see me at events with things with Cliff bars and Cliff blocks and whatever else I can drink, a banana. So it just helps me be as good as I need to be with my nutrition to perform as best as I want to, but then also be able to wholeheartedly recommend a product like I've literally spent all year last year buying it. So I can't get any more genuine than that. I'm not going to show you my bank statements, but I did buy it, honest. We're past halfway, stick with me. Right, I've probably clickbaited this in the title somewhere. My coach dropped me. Please allow me to come back to this at the end of the video, and it's because that's how the video is structured that I want to come back to it. But Ride Harder will no longer be a partner of my channel ongoing. So the final channel partner is Matt Waterfield. Now Matt tells me he's going to come up with some sort of coaching name or brand, so I await that day with great anticipation, but for the time being it's Matt Waterfield. He's my run coach and sort of like borderline just general triathlon coach. He doesn't set my bike plan or my swim plan, but we train together quite a lot, so we end up doing the same sessions anyway. So I'm certainly going to be using him as much as I can. He's already helped me out a lot with his running. Matt has become a great friend. We actually met through this YouTube channel. He loves it when I bring it up. We were in the change tent at Outlaw 2019, the full distance. We got out the swim and the bike was unfortunately cancelled, and I was actually recording a clip saying the bike's cancelled, and Matt came over and said hello, and this sort of our beautiful relationship blossomed from there. We ended up moving close to each other. I'm pretty sure he bought a house near me just to be near me. He didn't. But anyway, so we ended up training together now. So it just makes absolute sense for him to be my run coach. Very experienced, very able athlete. So yeah, I look forward to working with him this year. And again, he also supports the silly projects that I go through. So he's helping Triple Brutal James out with his run plan for the Decker. He's helping James out with massage. He helps me out with those sorts of things as well. So just an all-round great guy, and I look forward to working with him this year. Okay, so friends of the channel. This guy would absolutely wring my neck if I didn't call him a friend of the channel. Clint Butcher from EasyDisc. You probably all know him by now. The code WARD10 will get you 10% off of an EasyDisc. Clint's also become a good friend. To see him transition from working full-time to working part-time to now packing in his job to give EasyDisc a go full-time is absolutely brilliant. I'm really happy to endorse this product. Again, he's supporting James at the Decker this year. I used an EasyDisc for most of last year. Liz will be using it ongoing. Great product. Great guy, really happy to have him as a friend of the channel. You'll see him occasionally, we'll do stuff together occasionally. UK Bike Fit, so I went to Dan for a bike fit a month or so ago now, and we've actually been working on some content together since then. So if you've seen Francis Cade's videos on YouTube, you probably have. He's absolutely dominating the cycling YouTube world, but he does a series with Bike Fit James about bike fit content. We're basically doing a budget version of that, trying to make it more specific to triathlon if so. So you'll see him more on the channel. There's no agreement in place. He's not paying me for the exposure. I'm not paying him. It's just he's a wealth of knowledge locally to me. We'll be working together in the future. He's helping James out with the Decker as well. It's just a no-brainer, and I'm glad to have him on the friends of the channel list. By the way, this friends of the channel list isn't a list. It's just off the top of my head. Now, these have definitely not actually given their consent for this, but Garmin have for some reason sent me another watch to have a look at. So thank you very much everybody who engaged with my video about this watch a few weeks ago. I've reviewed the Garmin Fenix 7. I've got a Garmin Epics to review and sort of use and test and stuff. Basically, I feel like I'm on a first date with Garmin. Like, I don't want to get too excited too soon and try and meet the parents and go too serious too soon and call it official and all that sort of stuff. If they're happy to send me some new products, new product campaigns and stuff, to enable me to develop myself as a reviewer, as a wannabe DC rainmaker, you know, that sort of thing, then that's absolutely brilliant. Obviously, yes, I'd love to be a full-on Garmin athlete, ambassador, whatever you want to call it, but I need to take baby steps. I don't really know what I'm doing, so I can only thank them for the support. I'm going to give everything I've got and, you know, class them as a friend of the channel, unless they don't want to be my friend. George Fox Cycling Solutions. Now, him and I have only actually done a couple of videos together. He's my TT bike fit guy. He's also the TT bike fit guy for a lot of people in the industry, so I'm sure you know the name. If you don't, you've probably seen him out on the time trial scene. Basically, he's on this friends of the channel list because I'm hoping he gives me loads of time trial tips this year, and I know he's a great wealth of knowledge, so whenever I ask him for any bike fit tips, like remotely, he's always you know, quick to respond. Will sort me out with spare parts, will give me his opinion on stuff. So yeah, absolutely great resource, and really glad to tap into his knowledge. Ollie at Ridgeway Media. This list's getting long, isn't it? Ollie runs a company called Ridgeway Media, and it's his side hustle, and it's basically a design company. He helps me out with branding. He's helping me out with a lot of other stuff in the background I'll come on to later. Oh, got loads of burps at the minute. And I'm a paying customer of Ollie. However, he's supporting everything for James at the Decker this year, doing all that work pro bono, thumbnails, flyers, those sorts of things. And he could probably charge me a lot more than he does charge me. So I'm very happy to count him in the friends of a channel list. Does not exist. And finally, I think, outlaw events. So you'll see I do bike course recce videos and race day videos of outlaw events. They're very supportive of me. We engage quite a lot and you know, talk quite a lot about social media and event engagement and all that sort of stuff. So whilst I'm not on a commission, I would consider them a friend of the channel, and hope that's a relationship that will continue to blossom. Now, if you're crying your eyes out because you're not on this friends of the channel list, please don't worry. There is no physical list. I've just spent 10 minutes just racking my brains a little bit. So if I've missed you off and we have done some work together, or we are going to do some work together, I am really sorry. It's only through my own sort of ineptitude that's happened. The only other update to those lists is I am trying with purpose to get one more partner on board. I'm doing a video about the process, basically, whether it comes off or not. So it's a bit embarrassing if it doesn't, but I'll still put it out there. But more on that later, and I'll talk through the same sort of way. So the final point then, I mentioned it earlier, but Ride Harder and I are no longer going to be formally or officially partnering through this channel. Why is that? Am I going to sit here and say it was amicable when actually he dumped me? I'm joking. James and I go back years. James runs Ride Harder. He's been my bike coach for ages, on and off for various different reasons. In the last couple of years, James took a punt on me. He basically coached me for free for nearly 2 years now because I started a YouTube channel, and at the beginning it didn't pay off for him at all. He was giving me loads more than he'd get through me, and towards the end now, he's probably benefited more than I do, but that's just how these things go. Now, the only reason we've really separated officially is because I feel like I'm in a position to write my own bike plan. I feel like I'm in a position that I have got enough knowledge and experience to be able to know what I need to do to get into good bike shape. Particularly in the summer, I tend to go off-piste and do my own thing anyway. I did all last year, so I sort of felt like now was the right time. Now, I haven't just made a snap decision of this. James and I have been talking for the last 3 or 4 months about, you know, what his plan is for the future, what my plans are for the future. And this leads me on to the biggest partner update, is that it's you guys. I think if I don't spend time trying to develop the channel and trying to increase the engagement with you and, you know, the content I put out to you, then it's just a whole waste of time. I might as well not bother. The main purpose is you. I don't want to get distracted by trying to push random little products for other people's benefit. I want this to be the #1 focus. So when I had that in mind, I basically want to develop myself as a coach. So I've got my level 1 coaching course in a few weeks. I'm not going to become a coach immediately, but I'm going to try and develop myself, learn how to be. So I was basically talking to James about, you know, how he might be able to help me do that. And I'm going to cut a very long story short. He doesn't want to get into triathlon coaching. He has coached triathletes in the past. It's not something he wants to do again for his own personal choice. And I have to respect that. It's his business. He's a great wealth of knowledge. He has offered to mentor me, to guide me, to develop me, but we're not going to be forming like a formal relationship, you know, business-wise. So I can only thank James for his honesty in that regard. He could have quite easily sort of like took me under his wing, perhaps benefited from this channel, benefited from my time, and not told me to go and do that. It's because he has my best interests at heart that he said, look, go on your own. It would happen inevitably anyway. He'll support me, but, you know, give it a go. So I'm so grateful for that. Unless he didn't want me to work with him because he thinks I'm a liability, that is quite possible, but who knows. So yeah, I'm eternally grateful to James at Ride Harder. He will probably be added to that friends of the channel list. In fact, he is. The list doesn't exist. And we might do some work every now and again together. So who knows? But I'm sure I'll still keep in touch. I'm sure we'll still stay friends. I think that's about it. The only other thing I wanted to mention was I want to focus my efforts on perhaps collaborating with other YouTubers this year, doing more cool things to show you the interaction between us. I talked to a few other like triathlon and cycling YouTubers, so I think if we can do some things together that is natural, then that would be cool. An example of that, Will Cowan and I, a couple of weekends ago, went for a mountain bike ride together. Sure, he made a video, I made a video, but we didn't meet up to make a video to try and like get subscribers. It's just a fringe benefit, isn't it? So more of that sort of stuff is definitely what I want to do. And yeah, I hope and pray that you guys support me if I do sort of develop a coaching venture later this year. I'm not entirely sure what it will look like, to be honest. I just want to get some knowledge, some experience, and then go from there. But I think it's something that I do really want to do, and I will revisit later in the year. I might even send out some sort of survey between now and then, just trying to gauge what you guys think. Are you coached? Are you not coached? How much should a coach charge? Do you want face-to-face coaching? Do you want remote coaching? I'm in danger of going down a rabbit hole here, but basically I want to think it through so that if and when I do launch something, it's good and not rubbish. That's good, isn't it? So yeah, there we go. All those discount codes that I've rattled through are in the description down below. If I remember to post them, I need to remember to post them now. So thank you very much for watching. If you haven't already, please do hit the subscribe button down below, and I'll see you tomorrow at 4 PM. Don't forget to drink full steam and use NRG. I'm joking.